This is Manoj Srivastava from CSE department, working as an assistant professor in department of CSE. And my today's topic will be on Java programming, which is abstraction in Java. Means we will know the concepts of abstraction, what exactly abstraction is being utilized in Java programming, object-oriented programming concepts, and how it is implemented and how it is being used in Java programming. As we can see here, this is actually an object-oriented programming with a Java. And these are the different books reference. As I'm starting with the basic concept because I have to come directly with the abstraction concept. So I have to explaining here the textbook that will be referred. Along with that, what concept we will study, the basic concept, and after that we will reach to our main topic, that is abstraction. So these are the different books with authors books which is being referenced here. Herbert Sildert, Carriage Walls, Stephen Holder. But actually we have to study abstraction, basic concept. So this first book, Herbert Sildert, Java Complete Reference, is more than enough for studying this topic. Now the topic which is to be covered here is abstraction, and along with abstraction interface, abstraction interfaces, and abstract class. These three topics will be explained here in object-oriented programming, which is content of Unit 1. Object-oriented programming we already we have discussed previously also in previous classes also, that object, class and object are the main concept of an object-oriented programming here. And basic concepts of object-oriented programming, OOPs. This class represents a group of objects having similar properties and behavior. So we will not be going on further explanation about the classes, what exactly it is, and I will just simply give you some examples which will explain the word class and object in the object-oriented programming here. That is a Java set of objects, and it can be any properties, characteristics, behavior, and a common properties attributes that will be utilized by that class. Objects are created for that particular class, which object will help to access the members that is being defined in the class, are classified into that particular class. Object-oriented programming concepts in Java have different features also, different properties also. So OOPs is fast and easier. All these things we have, it is very easy for anyone to understand exactly what it means here. But I have to mainly work on the main concept. So I will be moving by refreshing these lines. OOPs makes it possible to create full reusable application. This is the most important part of this object-oriented concept, that is reusability of the code, which has been explained here. OOPs helps to keep the Java code dry. Don't repeat yourself. Dry actually signifies here don't repeat yourself. That means when we are using the concept of inheritance or polymorphism, there is all this property comes under here, that is dry property. That is, we can utilize the same code multiple times. And even interface, when writing interface, that also helps to utilize the code, previous code which has been written once. Now class is a building block in object-oriented programming. This is a very important line for an object-oriented concept. Whenever we try to study object-oriented programming, the basic definition we get here is a class is a basic building block. Even one more definition is there, that is blueprint. That word blueprint is being utilized. This exactly class refers to the, if we say here class as, it is actually a classifier, means categorizing the category of an object and having some different properties. So that is the class. Class serves as a template in OOP programming. Template actually means what? Means it is an outline having some specific feature which is to be manipulated further in the programming language. That has been explained here. Visibility, and if class has a private visibility, means a concept access modifier is there which helps to explain about the visibility of the classes that is being utilized here, that is being used here in the programming language. Now, object-oriented programming concepts in Java में actually the procedural programming. One more thing is being classified, that is functional procedural programming and object-oriented programming. So exactly, procedural programming is about writing the procedures or methods. Means it will always start with the methods and work on that particular methods. Object-oriented programming has several advantages over procedural programming. OOP is faster and easier to execute. This is very important. Provides a clear structure for the programs. Make it possible to create full reusability of the application with less code. Now, this is an example of how a class is being created here. This public class, this is an access modifier, and this one is a class keyword, and main is the main class, a class that has been created here. A variable has been declared here. This is the main method from where class get executed in the Java programming and object-oriented programming. Means whenever a code is written, either method or a variable will be present in that particular class. So this is significant in this particular programming. That is, this is a variable and this is the method, and actually main method starts from here. That this signifies that this code will get executed from here itself. Whatever main class has been created here, we can create an object of that particular class, and we can use that code, or we can access the members of those class, particular class in which it has been written, or the classes that has been packaged into a one package, or in a single file, or in a single folder. All those class can be accessed with the help of access modifiers or with the help of object created inside the class in the main method. Here two objects have been created, my object 1, my object 2. With the help of these two main two objects, the variable x has been called here and displayed. This is a very simple program which has been explained here by implementing the code, that how exactly or how actually this Java program works in the Java programming language. This has been explained here. Now, Java provides a feature of object-oriented. That's why multiple class can be created. Means exactly classification of objects can be created. Those objects can signify or can help to work on a different specific task for different purpose, and all those classes can be enclosed in or can be enclosed into a single package or single unit where it will be accessed as per their accessibility and can be used for programming language for the different purpose. This has been explained here, that different class, that is, one is main class, another will be the second.java. Means two different classes can be created and can be used. One is main class. This is an example of a programming language, that is main class. Main.java has been used here. A main class, it access specifier is public, class name is main, and a variable has been declared here. Means always a class will have two features, that is variable declaration, and second part will be method declaration or method definition. So these two properties will always be there in a class. It is possible that only one can be kept by the programmer as per its requirement, but most of the time we will see that these two features will be always there. For example, this is an example with a only variable main class, and second class we can see here the second.java class second public static void main. Main is a method which has been kept here as a method as a property or a feature of that particular class. So a class will always have two properties, variable and methods, but it has been shown here as individually, that in a one class a variable can be stored, in another class a method can be defined or declared. Now the main object oriented concepts is about the abstraction. what exactly the abstraction is. The abstraction allows programmer to see the problem at overview level. Abstraction solves the complex problem in the easy way. So these are the features how this abstraction helps for the programmer to do in the programming language, that is object-oriented programming language. Abstraction defines the class with its member functions. It is called abstract class. Why it is called abstract class? Because abstract keyword will be used for that particular class. When we are declaring an abstract class, we have to write abstract class name. Prior to that class name, we can keep some access modifier over there, and then we will give the class name. And after that, we will assign two things, that is variable and method. That variable and that method may be possible that it can be, most of the time, the method can be treated as an abstract also. In that abstract method, when we are creating an abstract class or abstract method, the property of that abstract method is that we have to only declare the name of that method, and the feature or definition of that particular method will be defined in subclass of another class, in any other subclass. So it is called abstract class. Any detail of member function is not given. This is very important point here, that is, any detail of member function is not given. That is what I have said here, that it will have only declaration part. The definition part will not be given over there in the abstract class. Member functions are defined only with the input and output parameters. Input and output parameters are given in that particular method. That means we can say that parameters, that is the variable that has been declared or can be used in that method, will be defined over there. And what output it will get, through what variable that output will be returned, those things will be mentioned over there in that abstract class. This is what I have said here, that abstract keyword is there. This abstract keyword helps to define declare an abstract method or a class. Further class can be defined from the abstract. Now, benefits of abstract is in what way this abstraction will help. This will reduce the complexity, means the coding will be reduced. Means when we declare, when user method is declared or template is declared for a method, if it is kept in a specific class which has nothing to do with the other class, it will only utilize the name and its property somewhere in subclass. So this helps the programmer to reduce the complexity of that program. Means very less lines of code will be there, which is very understandable. That's why this has been taken here. Means by hiding the implementation details, abstraction helps you to focus on what your object does. This is what the complexity. It will increase the reusability. Now, once we have declared the method, that method can be rewritten. Rewritten, why I am telling here, that means if it is doing some specific task, that can be modified multiple times as per the requirement of the programming language or requirement of the implementations that is being done by the programmer. This will help to reuse the code multiple times. Improved maintainability. Change to the internal implementation don't necessarily require changes in the code that interacts with them. So this is what I have explained here, that it do not require maximum changes in that code, but updation can be done. Few updation can be done. So in order to have some specific task to be completed with the help of this abstraction method. Now, what will be the mechanism of abstraction? How this will be done? And we will study here that in Java primarily achieves abstraction through the two key mechanisms, that is abstract class and another is interface. So here an abstract class is a class that cannot be directly instantiated. This is the important property of abstract class. It cannot have any instance of that class. This is what this statement is explaining here. It can contain both abstract methods and concrete methods. This is very important property of the abstract class, that is a class can have both abstract class and concrete class. Concrete class, exactly, it is a concrete methods we say here, Actually, it is a concrete method and that is abstract method. This method is exactly a function or a specific task to be done by the programmer in that program. So what will be the definition of that program, or how it will be declared, what parameters will be passed, all these things will be mentioned. When we are talking about the abstract method, it will have only few parts, that is, method will be declared with the abstract keyword and the parameters will be defined over there. There will be no definition, means what functionality this particular method will do. This will not be written here as a body definition. That's why that particular method is called abstract method here. But in case of concrete method, when we are talking about the concrete, we used to give their parameters, along with the parameters what that parameter will do, and also what that function will perform, what kind of input output it will perform. All those things will be mentioned in that particular method body. That's why that particular method is treated as a concrete method. So this is the feature of abstract class, abstract method, where concrete method and abstract method both can be written here. It contains both, and subclasses inherited from the abstract class and must provide them. Now, when we are talking about the abstract method, we have already declared, but we don't know what will be the definition or where we are going to define. This is what has been explained in the next line, that the subclass which is going to inherit that particular class will be having the definition of that method which has been declared over there. That is, implementation of that particular method will be done in that subclass. This is a subclass inherited from the abstract class and must provide an implementation for all the abstract methods. Now, another property, another feature of that abstraction is interface. Interface is a feature which helps to, we can say, as per definition here written is, an interface is a blueprint that defines what an object can do, the method it must implement, but does not specify how it does. Interface helps to, whatever method has been declared in a super class or in abstract class, that method can have a definition or implementation in this interface. And when we are going to implement the method, we have to use keyword implement for giving the definition of that methods. Classes can implement one or more interface, granting that provide the required functionality. As we already know that object-oriented concepts have multi-level inheritance and multiple inheritance. The Java do not have, and this feature can only be possible with the help of this interface. Means this interface helps to provide or overcome that feature which has been not be established in the Java programming, object-oriented programming. But in other object-oriented programming, this feature is already over there. Interface promote loose coupling between the classes, and meaning they rely behaviors rather than specific implementation. This is an example of an abstract class. We will talk here about what exactly abstract class is. Partially implementing shape interface means abstract class shape is created here. Shape class name is shape, and the keyword abstract has been assigned here, abstract. So this is the abstract class. Now in this shape abstract class, abstract method has been defined here, declared here. That is public abstract double get area. Get area is an abstract method which will get area, and its signature is not there, and that is parameter is not there. An abstract method must be implemented by subclass, and this abstract class method will be implemented in subclass. Now another interface for shape with parameter. Interface measurable double get parameter. So we have created an interface here just similar to that function which is being created. The coding will be written as similar to that of method. Only keyword interface will be written here. And in case of method, when we are writing any method, we give along with the name round parenthesis. But in case of interface, we do not give such kind of parenthesis. Only give here opening and closing bracket, and inside that we declare any method which is to be utilized with the help of that interface, the definition that is to be given for that particular method in some other subclass. Concrete class implementing shape. Now an example, as we have already talked about the abstract method and concrete method, so both the examples has been explained here. Abstract method has been declared here. Now we are trying to declare concrete methods. A class circle extends what? The abstract class shape that has been declared, and we have already declared interface here. So that has also a method, that is double get parameter. So the definition of that method has to be given here in this subclass, because this is inheriting that particular class interface. That's why the statement class circle extends shape, this is the inheritance part, this one is the inheritance part. Extends keywords helps to inherit the super class, and after inheritance this will bring this particular method into this subclass, which can be implemented here with the help of implements measurable. This measurable is an interface will be implemented using this interface. Now what has been done here? Two variable has been declared here, double radius and a circle double radius. This circle contains another method called circle, and this exactly it is a constructor, we can say here it is a parameterized constructor with parameter. And this is the new keyword. Actually it is a referencing keyword which helps to reference the superclass or the current class in which that particular variable is already declared, and that has to be assigned some value to that. So this radius has been declared here, radius as a double, and what value is assigned? Whatever this circle will call, this constructor will provide a value, that value will be assigned with the help of referencing keyword. Now in order to that is double get area is there, double get area, this method, abstract method. Now we will be giving definition. While giving definition, we have to use another feature, that is this is at the rate override. This helps to this is exactly an significance, or we can say is a pointer, means it is pointing to a particular method which has declared abstract, and that abstract method will be defined here, what it will do. The public double get area and returns math is another class which has some maths property, and pi, it will be fetch the pi value from there, and radius, whatever the value has been assigned here, that value will be assigned to the radius, and this will be after simplification it will give you the result by returning it. So this is the exactly definition, means this get area will give you the circle area will be given as a pi r square, we can say here pi r square is the radius. So that is what has been done here with the help of maths class. Another abstract class is there, that is this circle contains get parameter, this interface contains parameter, which is also just like an abstract. So we also for that method, the definition is given here by using at the rate override public double get parameter return 2 into math pi into radius 2 pi r it is. So this is exactly definition is been given in another class, that is circle, by inheriting the super class, that is abstract class, that is shape, and defined here. That is what the definition is given over there, that abstract method can be declared without definition, and that definition will be given in a subclass which is being inherited by another class. The concrete class implements shape, doesn't implement measurable class. Rectangle extends shape. Now we are going to use the features that has been written here. Class rectangle extends shape, private double width height is given here, public rectangle width and double height, this will be initialized just like this one. Override get area, and now whatever class has been used here, whatever the method, abstract methods and concrete method has been declared over there, defined over there, all will be used in a main class only. It can be get executed through the main class. That's why a class, we will having a class that is main class, or we can say with any name we can assign, which contains public static void main method, from where their program, means Java programs, get executed. That's why this is a main class has been declared here. Public static void main string args, shape circle, new circle, shape circle is equal to new circle, and system dot print area has been printed. This circle is exactly the class circle which has been defined here, and constructor of this is we can see here that it is a constructor, a parameterized constructor. Double radius is given here, parameterized constructor it is. That's why here in this program, circle along with the value has been passed here, because this is parameterized constructor. In case of parameterized constructor, we used to pass some values as per the declaration of the constructor in that class, and this will print the area of the circle by just by calling the method circle, and that is whatever method has been defined over there. Similarly, casting required to access methods from measurable if not implemented by the shape. This explains what exactly means when we are moving from one data type to another data type. It is not possible to directly convert itself from one data type to another. That is what has been explained here. Means a feature is there that is casting, type casting we can say. With the help of type casting feature, we can change the data type. That is what has been done here. Means how the casting is done here in Java programming, that has been explained with this example also. If circle instance of measurable, we are just checking that if it is an instance of measurable, then what you have to do, measurable circle, and this is what actually casting is done here. Is in a round parenthesis, we are casting that circle variable with the measurable. This will give all the feature of measurable function, measurable interface. Means whatever interface do that particular. And when we will going to print this circle print parameter plus measurable circle dot get parameter, we can easily call that interface method that has been declared in the interface, and definition is given somewhere else in another class, subclass. Similarly, shape rectangle means shape class has been shape object has been created here, rectangle, new rectangle, and as this rectangle here without parameter, and now we are passing two parameters with the help of rectangle. A rectangle class has been declared here. No, you can see this class, rectangle class. So this rectangle class extends shape, and this rectangle is a class. That's why, and in this class a method has been created here with a two arguments or two parameters. That's why a two parameter has been used here as a parameter for constructor. And when we are printing, when we are getting the whenever this program will get executed, we will get as per according to this. This is what exactly the abstract class methods declared, and also the interface which helps to declare the different methods, abstract methods. Definition has been given here, how it will be defined, what terms will be used. This @override helps to define all these abstract methods. This signifies that this is an abstract class. Definition is given here. Means it is exactly an annotation we can say here. This annotation helps to provide the information related to that particular abstract class. This is the abstraction and abstractant class that has been explained here. This is a safe class. Abstract means this is the explanation what I have already explained you. And in next class we will see polymorphism and inheritance features, important features, what exactly it is being used. Prior to that we will talk about the overriding and overloading also in that particular polymer after explanation of polymorphism in next class. Thank you. Thank you.